2014, while a lot of bands were producing hip-hop flavored rock and new metal, there were a few select bands who reminded us why we fell in love with rock and roll in the first place. And Rival Sons is one of those bands. Their fourth album, Great Western Valkyrie, came crashing onto the rock scene like a steam locomotive bearing down our backs and thundering in our ears. The loud, open drum sound and cranked up fuzz-driven guitar riffs took us back to maybe a better time in music, but with both feet firmly planted in the 21st century. And on this week's Loudini Rock and Roll Circus podcast, we're going to do a deep dive into Rival Sons' Great Western Valkyrie and find out what made it an instant classic. Get ready to rock out with your talk out. It's the Loudini Rock and Roll Circus. Moms, dads, boys, girls, children of all ages and genders, welcome to the Loudini Rock and Roll Circus. We are back once again, just like bad breath and BO can't get away from us. We're going to have a fun show.
Always.
We're going to have a fun show. It's going to be a good time.
do.
Let me turn down the band. Hey, guys, can you knock it off just a little bit? Can you back it down?
That's too much. Come back up a little bit.
There we are.
There we go.
Nice.
Perfect.
I mean, they're a good band and everything, but sometimes they get, hey, well,
They're professionals.
They get carried away.
they get excited.
They get
Excited.
Much like you two.
I
never
get
get
very excited, especially when.
God's gonna put a cancer in the butthole.
Oh, I can't. That feels kind of good.
He's back.
Anyways, we we have the full cast of characters that is the Loudini Rock and Roll Circus coming at you every week, where we talk about great, cool, fun, interesting music topics. We go around the room, throw it out to you guys. Completely goof on a lot of stuff. So if you're the kind of person you tune into a topic, like if you're a Rival Sons fan and you have a stick up your butt, then it's probably not going to be a show for you. Probably not going to like it. But if you're a Rival Sons fan and you can chill, you're going to have a good time, right? Right,
Yeah.
guys?
I was just
Okay.
thinking, you couldn't have said it better.
Okay, so we're going to have a good time tonight talking about Great Western Valkyrie, but let's do a little business first. I want to give a shout out to Wolf's Customs. Go to wolfscustoms.online, check them out. They do a great guitar refinish, guitar, bass, all kind of musical instrument refinishing, and that's a kind of an understatement. It's always kind of hard for me to describe what they do. They just really kind of turn the finish on your musical instrument into a work of art. It's very, very cool, and can make something that you have even more inspiring to play. So check them out, wolfscustoms.online, or just find them on social media, rockrageradio.com. Why do people want to go to rockrageradio.com, Lily?
Because it's 24/7 of free music and interviews and good times. And I already said free, so there's that.
And it's free. Go to rockrageradio.com, download the free app. Speaking of free, go to loulombardimusic.com and get some free cool stuff to download. Just something to, get lost on the hard drive on your cell phone, just all the other junk. You might as well download some of my junk, too. No, seriously, we got some cool music. You can find back episodes of our podcast from, one way, way, way back. Been doing this a really long time. You get access to our private Inner Circle group on Facebook, where you'll hear us talking to audience a little bit later on in the show, and that's where that comes from. So we try to mix up with the guys and folks and boys and girls out there in the podcast listening. I sound like Fred Ward. That's his name, Fred Willard. Fred Willard in Best in Show.
Best in
Yeah.
Show.
I feel like that's what I'm doing. I think they should make them bigger.
Bigger. What if we put a little Sherlock Holmes hat on?
And a pipe.
I'm just kidding with you here.
So I feel like that's what I'm doing. I apologize for some reason.
That's great.
Just having a good time. Anyways, guys, so That's the whys and what fors. LouLombardiMusic.com, LoudiniRockAndRollCircus.com. There's some cool stuff you want to check it out. All right, so let's get into music. But we have two of the most musical people I know. I'm still doing Fred Willard.
That's right, too, bro.
I kept going to give in. I'm gonna.
guys are-
This is my name is Fred Willard for the rest of the podcast.
There you go, Fred.
Two of the most musical people I know.
Yeah.
My personal musicology team.
Oh, I like that.
That's good.
T-shirt.
So
bumper
if
sticker.
you heard of oncology or musicology,
Nice.
Oh, right, musicology.
and so if you're sick about music, we'll fix you right up.
That's
Great.
right.
So first we have the dark mistress of the universe, Nurse
Nurse?
Lily.
Nurse Lily. Wow.
Musicology.
What's up? I guess I'm a nurse
Specializing.
now. I'm going to write that down in my
And the dark
description.
mistress of the universe.
Yes.
Nice. and
Wow, that's cool. The
Oh,
dark
my.
mistress of the universe. I am the dark mistress of the universe. Oh, and I'm also a nurse.
I'll
So
be
if
your
you get
nurse
a cut
today.
or something, I can help you.
nice.
I'll have to have a black nurse's outfit, like
Okay.
short and
There you are.
buttons
Yeah.
down the front. You know.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, you know.
So we have
I
Lily,
know.
Lily V6, right? Is that you?
That's me. That's me. Yes, Lily V6.
What do you do again?
I have a show on Rock Rage Radio called Hot Licks with Lily 6 every Thursdays at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. So,
Okay, and then we have the man, the legend,
Yeah,
the one of the progenitors.
Wow.
I noticed I didn't say progenitor. I said progenitor of the Loudini Rock and Roll Circus. The man that I started this with, Pittsburgh Kevin.
That's right. And tonight I'll be Dr. Pittsburgh Kevin because I'm
Doctor.
on musicology. We'll get that. We'll get that right out of
Musicology
you. We'll heal you right up.
and gynecology.
Oh, but that's a little bit later. That's our after-hours show.
boy.
That would be a weird combination, wouldn't it? I majored in musicology and gynecology.
And gynecology.
Like what?
Yeah, I'd like to have a backup.
It's my what's that called? A plan B.
Yeah. I have a double major.
Something to fall back on.
That's right.
Wow.
Something to pay the bills.
In case
my God.
case
Just
gynecology
in
doesn't
case.
work out.
Yeah.
So wow,
Musologist.
we're 8 minutes in and it's already
And how many
it's
people
gone.
have we lost?
Yeah, everybody probably tuned out.
Sorry,
Said, these
folks.
guys are maniacs.
Yikes.
So anyway, guys, this is the cast. We are here. Let's go ahead and talk about. First of all, I wanted to do this record because we're trying to not just like constantly reach back. We've been doing this second week of the month with where we take an album, and we get into it. We've been doing this for a really long time, and I was like, we've done the Beatles and the Rolling Stones and Van Halen and Motley Crue
classics.
and Iron Maiden
Yeah,
and all
the
those,
classics.
and Soundgarden and Stone Temple Pilots and all that stuff too. But I'm like, we haven't really done much with the 21st century.
No.
So
Stuck.
I think we want to call attention to the fact that there is some really cool music that did come about in the 21st century.
Right.
And that is a future podcast I really want to do. I think my idea was the top 21 rock albums of the 21st century.
Ooh.
So
Nice.
I think that will be
Yeah, let's do that.
that way. Yeah, we're gonna put that's gonna be coming up. But we have some cool ones planned for you guys coming up. But anyways, so yeah, that's what we're getting into. So that was my thought. Like, let's do something a little bit more current. It's a really cool record. Do you remember, like, when you could get an album, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there was the songs that the radio was playing, right?
Yes.
And so you loved all those songs,
Right.
But you could only just listen to those songs like so much. Then you'd start to explore
Right.
the rest of the record, and you would very often discover that wow, these are really cool songs. Like they require a little bit more of me. Like they're not as maybe quite as accessible. Maybe they don't have a clever chorus that rings over and over in your head or something like that. But they're still very well made and very, very cool.
Right.
And maybe the band jams a little bit, and you would start to really like those songs too. And so you really could enjoy the album like on multiple levels. And that's something I don't think that seems to have kind of gone out of fashion. But this is one of those records, I think, that takes us back to that time when you bought an album and you listened to the songs you knew, but then you started hearing all these other songs that you didn't. You were like, dang.
Like, ooh, I like that.
That's pretty damn
yeah.
cool.
I like more than
right?
3 songs on the album.
Exactly. I mean, there were times when I did that too. There's records. I own a CD by a band called Dead Eye Dick. I bought it for one song.
Yeah.
I bought it for one song.
I did that a lot of times, though.
And that record isn't really that memorable. But this record is. It's
oh my
Great
gosh.
Western Valkyrie by Rival Sons. And it's interesting. This is not their first album or their second album or even their third album. It's their fourth album. And they had really it's kind of everything they had been doing up to this point kind of coalesced. And they came out of a sort of indie type situation. Jay Buchanan had a project called Buchanan that had released an album or two, and then their record label went out of business, maybe in 2000, 2001, something like that. Forgive me if I don't have the timeline exactly right. I'm just and so he kind of drifted around and then got hooked up with Scott Holiday, and they brought everybody together and formed Rival Sons. It took time, the band kind of evolved. And I saw an interview, there's some interviews on YouTube with them for around the time they released Great Western Valkyrie. And one of the things was there were some fans who were asking, like, well, we kind of miss your older stuff. We kind of miss, and they were just like, we have to evolve. Like, we're not interested in just being what we did, doing the AC/DC thing, essentially.
Right, the same thing, 16 albums in.
Yeah, you know what I mean? There aren't many bands that do that. Most bands, if you think the great rock bands evolved, I mean, the Stones, the Beatles, they all evolved and changed.
Yep.
Metallica, U2, I mean, REM, all, Motley Crue, they all did, Van Halen. So these guys had to do it too, and this is where they landed with this very interesting record that really took me back to, like, do you remember, like, albums by bands like the Yardbirds and the Jeff Beck Group?
Yeah.
That, like, Cream.
Right.
Even think, like, Jimi Hendrix Experience early, the first or second Led Zeppelin album. There's that era, right? Late 60s. The Doors. There's a lot of stuff on this that really kind of reminds me of the Doors.
Yeah, there's a ton of influence.
Yeah. And so this is what this record is, and it is it doesn't sound like a cheesy homage. It's not the Stray Cats doing 50s rockabilly.
Old, yeah.
You know what I mean? It's a very now, like a very current 21st century way of playing songs that are written in that sort of vibe, if you will.
Exactly.
It kind of has to be heard to really understand. It's so funny because we talk about music, right? But music is one of the things you just have to experience too. There's no real way. How do I really, by talking about it, just give you the experience of the music? So you just go listen to the freaking
Exactly.
Just go listen.
Exactly. Just sit down, listen.
Just go listen. They're coming to Hershey, Pennsylvania, in July.
Really?
Nice.
Yeah. Okay, so Lily, I'm saying we're starting with Lily, although I kind of got started.
Yeah, you did that.
Yeah.
What do you want me to talk about?
Whatever you like.
Okay, so it was released in 2014. Their fourth album.
I gave you the kind of 50-foot, 1,000-foot view with a lot of my personal feelings.
Thank you,
That's
Fred.
basically what I did. Lily's going to give you the no bullshit.
Fred Willard, everybody. Fred Willard.
This album got tons of positive reviews. The critics really loved it that they were able to recapture the late 60s, early 70s hard rock sound. They peaked within top 40 of countries: Finland, Norway, Sweden, Switzerland, and UK. 3 singles on the whole album: Electric Man, Open My Eyes, and Good Things. The band toured across Europe and North America with appearances at music festivals and talk shows. So they did do an 18-city North American tour for the album. And they also toured with Black Sabbath as one of the opening acts for the Farewell, the End tour. whichever one that was, whatever farewell tour that was at the time. So that's my condensed version of the album.
They made friends with people, interesting people on the road. They played with a lot of different bands. They toured with AC/DC, Sabbath. They toured with Kiss, and
not many Kiss.
I'll tell you the Black Sabbath. I'll tell you the Black Sabbath story first, real quick, because it's kind of cute. But the Kiss story is way more juicy. So both of them. Okay, so Scott Holiday, the guitarist, is they're on tour, and they were on tour with Ozzy, and he said they were like super fun, and they were very gracious to them and treated them very, very well, and they were very, very grateful. And there was some situation where they're standing backstage either before before a show, and Ozzy looked at Scott's boots and like flipped out over them, and Scott literally bought these boots at some place in Los Angeles where he went. He said, "I want the ugliest pair you have," because he was on stage and he wanted something to just stand out.
Yes.
And so Ozzy really was fawning over these, and so at the end of the tour, to say they're like, "What do you give Ozzy Osbourne?" Is everything? He says, "So I gave him my boots."
Ugly boots. That's what you give Ozzy.
Yeah, and he was just.
Oh, I love it.
He was happy. Put him on immediately. But the other story he tells about is touring with Kiss, and you should listen to the interview, but. He's like, as he starts the story, he's not super flattering about Kiss.
Oh.
He's kind of like, he says, they're, was never really into Kiss that much, but of course, they were really sweet to us and really going to tour. And he says, everybody takes a solo. Mm-hmm. And I was thinking to myself, oh, Gene, like, don't take a solo. Don't. Come on, man,
No.
And he says that he was standing backstage. And Gene took his solo, and he said it was the most epic fucking thing he'd ever seen in his life. He says he became an instant Kiss fan. He was like, oh, my God, these guys are gods. Now I get it. Like, they're amazing,
That's wild.
So that's a kind of a funny story.
There you go.
But, yeah, this was, kind of how they sort of came up through the ranks of, playing with these really massive people. They did not really break the charts in the United States, though. They're just, that's not that uncommon.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of surprises me though, because I don't know one person who doesn't really like them.
Right.
So
Maybe at some time, we could do a top 20 bands, that never broke in America but are awesome or something.
That'd be interesting.
Because there's Rhapsody of Fire, there's a lot of really good bands. But in any case, so do we want to talk about the songs, or how do we want to do it?
Sure.
Sure.
Ah,
sure.
Sure.
Sure. Go ahead.
Wow.
Sorry, Mo.
It's okay.
Let me just apologize. Bones? There you go.
Go ahead.
I thought I locked him in a closet.
Come out of the closet, Bones.
All right, so the first song is Electric Man. It's got a blues rock sound, but still is mixed somewhat like a garage sound, sort of like the White Stripes.
Mm-hmm.
This was the first of 3 singles to be taken from the album. Although he says he has no interest in capturing the 70s, Buchanan's vocals and Holiday's Hendrix-like guitar riffs take you there. Buchanan spoke on the song in an interview. He said the song is about grooving and about that feeling when you're on the dance floor. There's nothing heavy about the song at all. I don't have he said he didn't have a problem with that because sometimes you don't want to think and you just want to shake your ass and that's it. And I like that.
I don't want to think. I just want to shake my ass.
Shake my ass.
That's what I do.
Just want to shake my ass.
It's a great. That's a disgustingly awesome riff.
It's a great first song on the album, too.
Yeah.
Well, that's how I got introduced to the band. You played me the YouTube, their live version, and I'm like, what is this? I'm like, holy cow. Yeah.
I was a big fan of Jay Buchanan, the vocalist. And That might be him right now texting.
It is. He's like, thanks for mentioning me.
It was a huge
You're the best.
I was a huge fan of his before this because he had a project in the late 90s, early 2000s called Buchanan. And this is so funny how music spreads. It was through the guys in the band that I was playing with. They were also playing with this other singer, Jason Deutsch. And so they would go and do like fill in with different guys in his band when they couldn't make it, blah, blah, blah. In any case, Jason had this record of this thing called Buchanan. And so, like, we could never find it, so we were burning copies and handing it out to everybody. And there's a song on this recording called American Sun. And I wish I could play music on this podcast because, like, I'm serious.
What if we hum it?
This is when I heard this guy sing, I was like, this is the greatest singer to come along in 20 fucking years. Like, this man was just like blew my. So you can find it on YouTube, Buchanan, Jay Buchanan or whatever, American Sun. It's this, it's a sick ass riff, and his vocals are just. I don't know what he's even doing. He's insane. It's just so freaking good. Very, very emotional. My first thought was, it was one of those things that like I had burned on a CD, and so like anybody who would come to my house, I would play it for them. Like everybody who's ever been to this house has heard that record. And everybody's
Here's your pizza.
Come here. and everybody's played it for us really loved it. You know, they were all like, wow, what an awesome riff. And so I was a big fan. And then they had this thing, their record label like went out of business or whatever. Mm-hmm. And nobody ever knew. And we would play this and we would talk about it. But like, man, whatever happened to this guy? It's terrible. He's probably working at a fucking hamburger joint
right.
or something. You know what I mean? Like,
he's the pizza man.
And,
he's the pizza man.
And when Twitter first came out, it was a lot easier to meet. So I friended him like right away.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Like I started talking to him, and you know I was like, "Dude, you're such a." I was like, you know, and then Rival Sons had just come out, and I was really excited.
Yeah.
You know that he was in this great band, but he is. He's one of these guys. I'm telling you, man. Like if this band had like come out in the '90s, it would be Chris Cornell, Eddie Vedder, Jay Buchanan, Scott Weiland. You know what? He would be in that
right
there. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Abso-fucking-lutely. So what's the next song?
Next song is Good Luck.
That's a good jam.
Good luck.
Now
Yeah,
this song, when I hear this song, Lily, this reminds me of like some cheesy movie from the 60s with the girls with the little skirts, you know what I mean? And doing the whole go-go thing.
Exactly,
It has that
right?
kind
The
of
white
like,
boots.
Yeah. It just has that whole thing. Every time I hear, you know, there's probably a music video to it, but that's what I think of when I hear this song. But go ahead.
It's a song about a woman leaving a man, and he's just simply telling her like, "Good luck, good riddance." We've all been there. We all know that situation.
You think you're gonna do any better, baby? Ha ha! Good luck. Good fucking luck.
Mike Miley says on the track-by-track commentary, the song speaks for itself. It's about Jay's little story he's telling. The song's also sort of a favorite. As we were tracking throughout the recording of the album, I think we did this early on, and it was deemed a potential big hit or the old catchy something we thought everyone was going to get. It was never released as a single, but it has become a popular live track of theirs. People love to hear.
They
this
do
one
it.
live.
They still do it live. I saw them a couple years ago, and they performed this one. Yeah, it's groovy.
Yeah, it's definitely
Groovy.
It has
Exactly.
it feels very groovy. You're like, yeah, man. Like this could be like if they did another Austin Powers,
they could use it.
They could put this
put it
would
in
fit
there.
right in, you know. But without really sounding cheesy, it's very cool. Like what I'm sort of describing it is like it was like kind of like a machismo thing, like you know. No, it's very slick the way they do it. It's very, very It's that whole thing, that whole vibe is in there, but in a kind of understated way.
Exactly.
It isn't like,
right.
you know,
it felt very real. You know what I mean? It's not like what are these guys doing? It's them. It's them. That's what they're doing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I heard an interview with Scott Holiday saying that. Oh, and it was actually Jay Buchanan saying that they don't really write on their own. Like they get like basic ideas together, and they just get some kind of sketchy stuff, and then they
all
get
come
together.
That's cool.
And start throwing it around, and like somebody starts playing something, somebody adds to it. They go, "Oh, that goes there. No, stop that. Put that over there. Okay, that and that's how they do it. And they kind of write in the studio, which is something that I found really surprising. Because in this kind of day and age, there's kind of like no reason to do that. Except for the most important reason, right? Because it makes the music better. Like it's so. What I mean by there's no reason to do that is it like technically, you know what I mean? It's one of those things. Well, well, why do that? We could just boom, 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 and you put your thing down, set it. But man, no, there's nothing like getting together, somebody bringing an idea, somebody contributing, adding that, cobbling this onto that, saying, no, that doesn't work, put that over there, and to put something together. And that's some of the greatest music, Lennon and McCartney.
Tough No, St. Hubbins.
Yes. So, Jagger Richards, just to name a few, some of the greatest music ever that ever has been done that way.
Yeah.
So that is how they work. Another important ingredient is in the early success is Dave Cobb, who is their producer, and he is also credited. He also has songwriting credits on this, including Electric Man.
Oh,
nice. Really?
Yeah, on got a few of their songs. He has songwriting credit because he just contributes that much to what they do. Right. It's very interesting. He has a relationship with them and a couple of other bands. He may even work with the Drive-By Truckers.
Oh, cool.
I'm not sure. Don't hold me to that. But he worked with some other bands like that. Yeah, no, I'm not.
I'm gonna hold you to it.
Damn
it! I'm gonna hold you to it.
Where he's a kind of like Mutt Lange.
Yeah,
you know what I
where
mean?
he gets involved with
he's really involved with putting the
cool.
songs together. It's very, very, very interesting. And he's also a great musician in his own right. But so they and people have asked them about that, and they're like, yeah, Dave, he has good ideas, so sure, write a song with us, like whatever.
Why not?
Yeah. It's a very cool thing. Yeah. So what do you got, Lily?
Secret is the third song.
Yes.
It has become one of the most popular live tracks while on tour. It's ranked in into the 6th most played song. And I think, as well as other people, that Buchanan sounds like a little Robert Plantish in this song. So
Plantish.
See that?
He's very plantish.
I wish I had more fun little facts, but they just didn't have many,
Well, here's the thing. Can I tell you what the problem is?
I can't wait to hear this.
Here we go.
Here's the problem. Nobody is driving their Ferrari into a swimming pool. Nobody is like blowing up the toilets in the hotel room.
Right.
No, yeah, that's
nobody's
all
dumping
past.
manure on the golf course behind the whatever country club.
Right.
Get what I'm saying?
Right.
Nobody has
There's no ruckus.
banged the rancher's daughter.
Oh, wow.
Can you describe
Nobody
the ruckus?
has done any of that. This is one of the problems, and we're going to have an in-depth podcast on this. Wrong with fucking rock and roll today.
Yeah,
Yeah.
come on,
It's
guys.
too tame. Come on, man.
Jeez.
You guys are supposed to be badasses. You used to be fucking heroes.
Yeah.
So while these guys are amazing musicians and everything like that, they are. They are
need to get their act
amazing
together.
musicians. They need to get their shit together.
Get some
God
chaos
damn
going.
it! I'm just kidding. I'm just joking. I'm just being silly. So Dave Bestie is on this record too. He's their bestie.
I was gonna say.
He's our bestie.
Perfect. That's a perfect.
He was a friend of the
Name.
band. He's the bass. He replaced I think his name is Robin. I'm sorry.
Everhart.
Yeah,
Okay.
There you go. Look at you.
Angie Everhart.
Not Angie.
Well, Angie Everhart had a sex change, and now she's Robin. No, that's a total lie.
Dude.
I'm
like,
just
wait,
saying
what?
lies.
Comedy-
I say lies.
Comedy expressed by the Loudini Rock and Roll Circus.
Made us do things. Say lies.
Are not necessarily the opinions of the Rock and Roll Circus. That's how
Anyways.
rumors get started, young man.
No, but anyway, so he was a guy that they knew, that the musicians they admired, and they were always like, you know, a guy who was like, they kind of thought, well, you know, if something would ever happen, like where Robin was like, you know, couldn't do a gig or something with it, you know, he'd be a cool fill-in. They just, you know, it wasn't a big thing. And then Robin left, and so they had a chance to get him in, and it came together, obviously, very well. Very, very. I mean, they're a 4-piece band. Well, yeah, they're a 4-piece band. In the sort of spirit of Led Zeppelin, they really evoke that thing. I think especially they're probably encouraged by the record label in the beginning too to really kind of play that up.
Right.
You know.
Right.
So if you look at some of their earlier videos, they do have more of like a hippie look. Mm-hmm. You know, they're very like. I mean, they're very like, yeah, okay, you know, let's just do that. I'm going to talk about Greta Von Fleet in relationship to this in a little bit later, but but so they evolved, and this record was a departure for them too because it brought Dave Bestie, and then Scott and Jay both cut their hair.
What?
Yeah, so they cut their hair, and they're sporting these very slick do's in the music videos. And, you know, there were fans who reacted to it. There were fans who were like,
What are you doing?
you know, you screwed it all
Hey,
up.
that's-
It was so good.
That's actually really important to some people.
You were so good until you cut your hair. We hate you now.
I get that a lot. It's because of my hair they hate me. Exactly.
They're canceled.
Yep.
Oh, here we go.
You are canceled.
Cancel. Oh, God. Somebody wake me up. Oh,
Yeah,
that's
you
what I
feel
need.
better?
Yikes.
So, anyways,
You
so
actually got out too that time.
This record,
That was good.
This record's a departure. You know, it's a departure in lives. It's a departure in the sound a bit. It's a departure in definitely in the look and in the just overall kind of what they were going for, and a new bass player. So, what's the next one?
Play the Fool.
Play the Fool.
This one draws off of the hairband era, and it has it's held together with a 21st century era hook, and that's all I have.
That's all you need sometimes.
'Cause again-
21st century hook. That's all you need, Matt.
That sounds like a good song name.
21st century.
Oh, I like
hook.
that.
Right?
Write it down, Lou.
You hung me on a 21st century hook.
Wow.
Esmeralda.
Wow.
That's good. Writing
So,
this shit down.
you know, you don't hear the name Esmeralda too often. You don't have
No?
too many kids named that. And nor do too many people drink a sarsaparilla.
Well, that's right.
Is that
dude.
still a
So
thing even?
if you would, could you, I would have just have a question. Maybe somebody in the audience could answer later. Has Esmeralda ever drank a sarsaparilla?
Oh my god.
Well, dude, that's a good question.
Google it.
Googly. I'm getting googly eyes from this. What's next song?
Good Things. This
it's
is
a good
the
song.
slower, dreamier, psychedelic Doors like track on the
Yes,
album.
there you go.
It's dreamy.
It is dreamy.
This is I love this song. I love this song.
Do
Oh
you?
my gosh.
Aw.
Why don't you marry it?
No, they want to marry it.
Sorry, Lil.
It's okay.
I didn't mean to get him started.
So
His train of thought just wrecked.
I like this song because it's a song that talks about the good and the bad, you know, and he waxes a little philosophical in it, you know. It kind of tells a story about somebody bringing a bomb onto a bus, and you know, but for some reason the bomb doesn't go off.
Right.
So it's the good and the bad.
Oh.
You know, and So
It's good it didn't go off. It's bad he's still on the bus, isn't it?
yeah, it's bad that somebody put a bomb on a bus,
Right.
but there's good and bad. I don't know. It's a kind of lyrically thought-provoking. It's so hard to judge that. I mean, I think that Jay's lyrics at times are really cool. But I think maybe all in all, I might prefer when he sings more about the flesh than singing about like ideas. I'm not sure, but I'm kind of now. American Sun is kind of that's pretty good. But on this record, I'm just some of that. I don't know, and it's also 8 years later, and the world's a completely different place. And we're looking. You can't help that has filtered your way of thinking of things. But yeah, he waxes kind of philosophical at times, and this is one of those. So what do you got?
Open My Eyes. Sounds like a return of the rival sons heard on Pressure and Time. It's
good record, by the way.
Yes. It's powerful. It sort of lets every musician shine in the song. Though most people will point out Buchanan's standout vocal performance, the drums are just as important to the song.
I mean, here's the thing. This is something that they came out of the gate with, and I think it's Michael Miley, right?
Yes.
They came out of the gate with Michael Miley with this very. His drum sound is very much an homage to John Bonham. I mean, it's like, it's really like, and that's kind of risky doing something like that. You know what I mean? Although, personally, I wish every album had that kind of drum sound on it. Like, I think that, like, drums, and I know I won't bring the drum in here. I promise.
Thank you.
But drums are like meant to be, they're kind of rude. It's not meant to be so like processed or whatever, like so tame. And I think that like that's kind of what they were going for. I think it gave them kind of a mean sound. They, it's like interesting because like, they're not really mean guys, but they kind of have a mean sound.
Right, right.
Which is freaking awesome. I think you need that in rock. I mean, that is something that's absolutely fucking awesome about this. It's mean. So, Lily V6, what are you telling us next?
Rich and the Poor.
Rich and the Poor. That's how people get paid.
Trip
But
down the
I want
rabbit
to
hole.
show you
There it is.
how
Is it-
babies are made.
Yes.
Oh my!
Dark pleasures to be found down this rabbit hole that you're going to.
This is his lyrics, some of his best lyrics. This is fucking. This is like, oh, dude. And I'm telling you, man, if you can find yourself a big old Cheech and Chong before you start this song, I'm telling you, man, this is a Cheech and Chong. Get a big old Cheech and Chong, and put this bad boy on.
Wow.
Go ahead.
That's all the information I had on
It
that
all
one.
makes sense.
And it all makes sense.
So, do you want to say more about that one?
Yeah.
It was one of those things that like the lyrics kind of like put like a kind of like a smile on your face.
You like it
know?
because it's dirty.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
got a
you're
little.
like,
It's a little naughty.
I like it.
Oh, it's a little naughty.
Hey.
I
Makes you do
am.
that.
Why don't you? Do you have anything on the next song?
Belle Star, which is like one of the ones I love because it tells
Yeah, I
a
love
story.
Belle
As we
Star.
all know, I love that sort of thing.
Do you really?
It's about I do. You already know.
I know that.
The American Outlaw Belle Star, which
Oh.
is a really cool name.
Did not know that.
She gained national notoriety after her violent death. She was associated with the James Younger Gang and other outlaws. And she was convicted of horse theft in 1883. And then she was
Naughty,
fatally
naughty.
shot. So this is sort of like an homage to her.
Yeah, I really like that song.
I just like her name
Belle Star.
with 2 R's.
Mm-hmm.
Like she
ain't
like,
fucking
She
around.
knew what was up with the
She
name.
ain't fucking around.
Well, you so you're good on that. I did not know that about the song.
Yeah, I didn't either.
So very cool.
There you go.
Very, very cool.
I only knew that because I was reading the lyrics. I'm like, oh, that's about that girl.
So Lily, you put it together.
I did that.
Look at you.
She is the smartest of us.
That's not a thing.
yeah. Oh, yeah, it is.
She's a wee lasses. Yes, she is.
Sure,
boy.
You know.
Oh, yes, she is. Now, Oh, it's time for a little musical interlude, I think.
Oh, why?
Everybody join in.
Sing along if you know the words.
You know the words.
I don't know the words.
Oh,
Yes,
everybody
you do.
No, I don't.
Hey!
Stop! Don't touch me there! This is my no-no square! Stop! Don't touch me there! This is my no-no square!
Why am I in the middle of this?
Sorry, Lils.
Sorry.
Sorry, Lils.
Woo!
Sorry about that.
Oh, my goodness gracious, Lord Jesus. That was pretty good.
Sometimes
I
you
was
have to
saying,
let Lils.
Oh my God.
okay, cool track, definitely.
Yes.
Definitely. Move on.
Okay. Where I've Been. It's the ballad on the album. It's dark, but
Where
I
you
don't know.
at?
It's passionate.
If it was written in Pittsburgh, being where you at?
Oh my gosh. That's all.
When you get into what I think of on this album is the second side. You get into these songs that are a little bit more, they're a little bit more adventurous. I mean, they don't like go prog rock or anything on you, but like you can tell that these are songs where they were kind of like, I don't know, let's experiment a little bit. Let's stretch this out or maybe extend that or like do something, put an odd something here. And I really appreciate that, like about like these next few songs. What's next?
What's next is Destination on Course. This is the song that started as a piece guitarist Scott Holiday wrote years earlier. He dusted it off for the album. He told Blues Rock Review at the time it felt like the right time for the band to explore it. And the backing vocals of Kristen Rogers are on the album, and she sounds super sexy, and it's kind of mystical.
Super sexy.
I hate you.
Oh, Lord Jesus. I'm feeling super sexy right now. Yes, very right now. Oh, that's me
there you
being super sexy.
You're ridiculous. You need a nap.
You said ridiculous.
Well, like, I would appreciate it if you would not use that kind of
Please,
language.
my God.
Fuck it.
My God. There's whole families listening.
Scott's.
Oh,
to
yeah.
this.
Speaking of the
The whole
one and
family.
only Scott Holiday.
Yes.
Scott Holiday, Scott's first successful band was Human Lab, who signed a deal in 2000 with Atlantic Records. It was negotiated by Ian Montone, manager of Jack White. The band wrote and recorded a debut album with producers Michael Beinhorn and Mark Spike Stent in Henson Studios, Los Angeles, Olympic Studios in the UK, and the album was never released.
Oh, man.
Oh.
This is a lot of what happens in the music business. It's like a very frustrating story. Rick Beato put out a video recently in an interview with somebody who's like stuck in some bullshit
Can't get the
situation.
album.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And a musician who's like, signed a bad deal or, was schnookered in some way. Schnookered. That's the word you don't hear enough.
Snooker, you
I
don't-
actually
bringing
say
back
that.
schnookers.
I say that a
Don't
lot.
hear that enough.
Why you gotta be like me?
You're like me.
Why you gotta be like me?
really?
I don't know why.
But
Why?
you know what?
What?
Please don't yell at me. You know I'm nervous and my socks are too loose. Anyway.
Fuck.
Exactly, right?
My socks are too.
My socks are too. My socks are too.
You know what? That is kind of annoying.
When your socks are too
Oh
loose?
my God, I would hate
right?
that. Like, there was that one wash where like that was it, and your mom maybe didn't realize, and she put them in your
Yeah,
drawer or
and now
whatever,
you wear-
and you put them in your. Damn it! No, I gotta walk. I'll pull my socks up all day.
I hate
Right.
when mine fall off in my boots. That
Yeah.
pisses
And your
me
what?
off. My boots.
Oh,
Boo-
boots.
Not boobs.
Sorry. I'm
Boots.
like, what are you doing with socks up there?
Well,
Holy.
we must increase our bust.
Yeah, I said that too many times.
See what happened, kids? Kids, let this be a lesson.
You wouldn't want to be carrying around a giant set of balloons.
You don't.
Like
It sucks.
Lily V6 person.
Tonight on the Rock and Roll Circus, we learn about loose socks and big boobs. Stay tuned.
The Boob Socks.
The boobs. Oh,
Well, there were
there's a
some-
band.
There's a band named the Boob Socks.
Sounds like a punk band.
The Boob Socks.
Gosh.
I hate you guys.
So
Anyway, back to what we were talking about.
Anyway, so after he leaves Atlantic Records in 04 and he's like was looking for something like nastier. He wants to like kind of he says more visceral, dangerous kind of sound. And he started a new band with Thomas Flowers of Oleander. Now, Oleander was a band from the 90s, and they called themselves Black Summer Crush. That's a cool
There you go.
Yeah.
That's a cool band name. In 05, Gilmore departed in early 06, leaving Holiday Flowers in search of a rhythm section. After a series of auditions, Holiday was introduced to Michael Miley, and he knew he was the right fit. After trying several bassists, Miley suggested Robert Everhart, who eventually joined the band. BSC recorded together from 06 to 09. In 08, the band released the song Lucky Girl. It featured on the 20th Century Fox blockbuster movie Jumper with Hayden Christensen. Remember him?
Ooh,
Darth Vader.
sure.
And he's actually back as Darth Vader.
Wow.
The band also played, what's the Pristanic
I do not know how to
Woodstock?
pronounce that.
And
hell is
and soon after signed a deal with EMI. And this is where he met Dave Cobb, who really became instrumental in Rival Sun sound later on. But it felt the thing fell apart with the singer, and he was keen to find a writing partner and a singer that felt. And then he came across Jay Buchanan on freaking MySpace.
That's hysterical. I love that.
They should have called the band MySpace.
You see, kids,
I missed
back
that.
before there was
They
Facebook.
should instead of Rival Sons, they should have been the MySpace Sons.
Interesting.
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
Tom would have sued them.
So we do
Oh,
have.
do you remember Tom? Yeah, Tom was my first friend on MySpace.
He's everybody's first friend. On
No,
MySpace.
he's not.
Yes, he is.
Shut the fuck up.
He was.
Okay. Yeah, you're the only one.
You're the most special.
Tom was my
You're the-
friend.
He's
Yeah,
my friend.
you're a friend only. I defriended Tom. What do you think of that? I'm
You
a
did
fucking
not.
rebel.
I did
You're not
actually.
allowed- you
'cause I
can't.
needed
Fuck
room.
you, Tom.
Poor Tom.
All right.
So what were we gonna say?
We actually have someone who just keeps chatting. Tim Johnson. Do you want me to read all the things?
Oh, Tim Johnson is a huge Rival Sons fan,
Yes.
and I
Nice.
think the last time I saw you, Tim, was at a Rival Sons concert.
There you
Nice.
go.
So
see?
he goes, Jay's last solo album was 2004, Buchanan, All Understood. He has it in other previous versions of Buchanan songs pre-2004. American Sun is fantastic. Fun little fact, Rival Sons is huge in Europe and not in North America.
Yeah.
That's
Correct.
why there's
Right,
not
you are.
news about them. Yes, thank you. Dave Bestie is the reason the album is just a little better than previous albums. And he also says to check out Bestie's other band, Wonder Love.
Okay.
Open my eyes to say that Miley's drums sound like Bottom and not recognize that Holiday sounds like a Page riff, question marks. Brrr.
You hit my microphone.
Well, I was going to get into the whole Jimmy Page
Yeah.
thing, because something happened
What happened?
in rock and roll, like all around the same time.
Yeah.
Guitar players,
I don't know what's going on.
I don't know. He just stopped.
guitar players suddenly discovered Jimmy Page,
Oh.
and you got Jack White,
Mm-hmm.
Jimmy Page,
Yeah.
Dan Auerbach from the Black Keys, Jimmy Page.
Page. Mm-hmm.
You've got Scott Holiday, Jimmy Page.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so like this, like sort of interest in Jimmy Page, and also around not long after that, the movie "It Might Get Loud" came out.
Yeah.
And if you've never seen that, guys, it's a very cool movie with Jimmy Page. But so it was like a thing to sort of like want to be Jimmy Page
Right.
for for a few years. And kudos to Jimmy Page, man. Freaking Led Zeppelin. I'm all about that. Yeah, absolutely. Like from the first note on the first album, you could see what these guys were. And I'm sure that their record label kind of enjoyed the fact that they were kind of playing that up. The same with that drum sound, of course, being very reminiscent of John Bonham. But it sounded good. And as I said before, drums aren't supposed to be nice.
No.
So we'll just leave it at that. Anything else?
That was the last song.
Woo! Da, bum,
Unless you want to talk
bum,
about the bonus tracks, but
well, yeah,
they were from previous albums.
Yeah,
such.
yeah. So we don't really have
Yeah.
to like, but we just wanted to kind of get over the general idea. Let you guys know about a very cool record
Yeah.
that you may not have known about or thought about
Yeah.
or
Go check
forgot
it
about
out.
and go like, oh crap, that is great.
Oh,
I'm gonna
yeah.
get that back out.
Mm-hmm.
They were signed to their record label was Earache Records. That's very cool.
Yeah.
I corresponded with their with the owner of that company, trying to get Scott and Jay on the podcast. 'Cause I'm
Ugh.
such a big fan. I don't know what happened.
Oh, wow.
You know, somebody
It's okay.
got fired, and then you know what I mean.
Next
It was
thing
like
you
a whole
know,
thing.
old Jed's a millionaire. Oh, jeez.
You know that guy you thought he don't know you no more. So get the fuck out.
No. We don't know what you're talking about. Get out of here.
So it wasn't quite like that. Yeah. So if you haven't listened to it in a while, go check it out. I want to talk about one of the things that and like I hope that I can pull this off.
All right. Do it. Here we go, folks. This is worth the price of admission. Jeez, come on now.
Behave.
Right.
You're out of your bloody mind. So I'm being so offensive to British people. I probably
No.
am.
I'm Irish. Go ahead. Go ahead. Be offensive to him.
Is there a difference?
No, hey.
That's a joke.
I
didn't
know.
say that. Cletus
Just a
said
joke,
that.
isn't it?
Cletus, sit down. I told you I gotta play the guitar.
Okay, here we go.
So, one of the things that distinguishes Scott Holiday as a guitar player, and especially his guitar work in Rival Sons, is his use of something called fuzz.
Ooh,
Okay,
I like it.
so we're gonna
Do a little.
this guy's basic, clean guitar sound, right?
Sure.
You know,
Yes.
okay, and you say that you're familiar with that.
Sure. I've heard that before.
Okay, so Kevin, can you reach over and pull that first knob?
You want me
please?
to pull the knob?
Oh, yeah, nope. You mind
I
pulling me
knew
knob
that was
for me just one time, please? Okay,
Look at that. Wow.
now you've heard that.
What do you call that, Lou?
That's called distortion. So, all right, now you can push that back, please. Okay. The important thing to keep in mind is fuzz,
Uh-huh.
although similar,
Yes.
is not distortion. This is fuzz. That's fuzz. Actually, we can make it more radical just for a second. So that is like really fuzz. But I'm going to do something. What I'm going to try to show you guys, if I can pull it off, is I've had a couple drinks of this. Don't judge me. I feel you judging me. Stop judging me. I want to sort of demonstrate Scott Holiday, what Scott Holiday does. You can to sort of approximate his sound. So fuzz is a big element to Scott's sound. The other thing is the octave pedal. Now, the octave pedal takes the note that you're playing and can give up an octave, can add the interval up an octave or even 2 octaves, and down an octave or down 2 octaves. This particular thing is called the POG 2, can give you all of that simultaneously. And he is blending this, so let's give you what that sounds like. Okay, and that's a very cool effect as well. What he does is combines the two effects and does something like this. So, kids, you want to kind of get close to Scott's sound, fuzz, and some kind of octave pedal. Okay, gives you the Scott Holiday sound. But that is I believe that Jay's singing and Mike's drum sound and the way that it was all put together like that. You had these really major standout things to all come together at once, and it really made them special. I mean, it didn't sound like anybody else. They did not sound like the White Stripes or the Black Keys or Jet or who else were like playing. There were some bands playing rock around that time. The Darkness. They didn't sound like any of those bands, and it made them. It really made them stand out. And I think that the fact that, they weren't shy or about who their influences were. I mean, they never tried to say that, oh, really? Led Zeppelin? Never heard of them. Like Greta Van Fleet did. That's where Greta Van Fleet screwed up. They shouldn't have played. Yeah. They should be like, oh my God, Led Zeppelin, we love them. They were like, we never heard of them. We like Aerosmith. They're not from Pittsburgh. I just did a Pittsburgh accent because I don't know how to do nothing else. Anyways, but they really kind of embraced that. They just, this is just what we are. This is what works for us, and I think they sound freaking great.
Oh yeah.
I think it's just one of the coolest things that has happened in rock in the 21st century. So, we don't get. There's a lot of great records out there, but the ones that like break out and really do something start to become fewer and far between. And so like we'll take it where I don't want to say we'll take it where we can get it, but we'll just say like we need to celebrate the ones that are really good, and this is fantastic.
I'll take it where I can get it.
Check it out, guys. I think you should check it out.
I'm just saying.
But
it's funny. I'm glad you showed the octave pedal, because like when the first time I heard this, I tried to get that sound with my guitar, and I learned the riff and everything. I'm like, it's just not right. It never dawned on me. Duh, it's the octave.
When we're done, I show you how to play "Hey Hey My My" by Neil.
Oh, yeah, that's another one. Pedal. That is another one.
Yeah, I could never get that right until I got the Pog, and I was like, oh shit,
there it is.
I'm like, it sounds just like it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, we were guitar nerding. I apologize.
Sorry.
Let's okay, Matt, back to your regularly scheduled program already in progress, which is the Loudini Rock and Roll Circus. We are listening to Loudini Rock and Roll Circus, LoudiniRockandRollCircus.com, LouLombardiMusic.com. Check us out on the web, so don't forget about that. We have a lot more show to come.
Yeah.
So stick around, guys. We are moving into the next phase, I do believe. Are we coming to the next phase?
Sure.
Lily's like, what's the next phase? She's looking at
look
Kevin
of
going like,
comes on
oh
her
my
face.
God.
It's like, what?
Like, okay.
I never know what's going on anymore. I just show up and.
I thought we were
somebody
going to
help
do,
us.
oh man, I got screwed over by my mobile phone.
Excuse me?
What?
Well, what I did was I filled these in
Yeah, look.
on my mobile, and it did not. Let me just refresh the screen real quick.
Ready?
It's not going to work.
Oh,
I remember.
Now it's gone completely.
It's erased.
Nice job.
It's all gone.
Sorry, Howard
we go.
Stern.
Ready?
Howard Stern's. I suck Howard Stern's penis sometimes.
That's weird.
You did
We all
what?
do. We all do.
I don't know.
I
Anybody who
never
does
did that.
any kind of thing with like talking is like
Oh
that
my.
dude is like he is ubiquitous with
Yeah, that's that big word again.
people talking behind him. Freaking mic. No, it
Didn't
didn't.
work.
It didn't
Didn't
work.
work.
But anyways,
All right.
I got to say the word ubiquitous, and
I
now
know,
I'm happy
that's
about
all.
that.
That's all you wanted to do.
Is that the
tonight.
word of the day?
The word of the day is. I thought we were going to have a dirty peewee here tonight.
Is that a drink?
That does sound like a
I'm
drink.
going to have
does.
a bartender. Give me a dirty peewee.
Don't worry. I'm sure Dirty Pee Wee's going to make his way into
What a
the
Dirty Pee Wee
studio.
is?
Can't wait.
It's a sarsaparilla, but the bartender goes into the bathroom and jerks off first before it makes
Oh, good.
I
Why
came
am I
up with
here?
that on the spur of the moment. That was a pretty good
On the
goddamn
fly.
joke.
On
Dude,
the fly.
sometimes you eat the bar and sometimes the bar eats you, dude. And your rug really did tie that room together.
Help.
So let's talk about our new and notable.
Mine is
Nude. We should change
Nude
and
and notable.
I'm changing it. That from now it's gonna be called nude and notable. So we're going to we have to get naked. Come on, guys.
I will not be getting naked. However, I'm going to do a
What?
really quick, stupid plug. I am
Get
partially
that-
naked in the Steelman movie that you can buy now.
Oh, that's
so you
right.
need to
It's
go
out,
check that
right?
It is out now. I
Nice.
just watched it, so I saw myself. It was
I'm
wonderful.
gonna get it.
Anyway, my new and notable is the Black Tones. They're based out of
She was
Seattle,
in
Washington.
Steelman. That was Steelman.
I'm Steel Man.
Here we go.
No, you know.
The Black Tones, based out of Seattle, Washington, the brother and sister duo of singer-guitarist Eva Walker and drummer Cedric Walker, who have learned to do more with less in their stripped-down format. I know it sounds like the White Stripes. It's a little more than the White Stripes. They do slip in a bass into their sound every once in a while.
Slipping a bass in the
Right.
old sound,
I
baby,
know,
all night long.
I knew it was coming. The Black Tones look a little further back and closer to home for their inspirations. They're, the title of their 2019 album, Cobain and Cornbread,
Tasty.
offers a big hint
I
to
had
the
that for
siblings'
dinner tonight.
influences.
That is not the name of their album.
It is. The rough and...
No, it is
Come here.
not. You're lying.
I wish I was.
You are so full of crap.
They're-
Will Smith, come in and smack Lily. Ah,
That's what I thought.
Will Smith's not here.
Walk away.
damn.
Walk away. Walk away. They're rough
Break
and
the
ready,
wrist,
no
walk away.
nonsense.
Get your goddamn cornbread out of your goddamn mouth.
They're no nonsense rock delivers on that title's implications. The songs to check out are the Key of Black.
Wait, stop.
Where do we
Wait a
go
minute.
down?
Hold on now.
What is the album called in Cornbread and what?
Cobain and Cornbread.
Really?
It's good.
It is tasty.
Go ahead and say it though. I want to hear what it was.
No, I'm done.
You
You should
fucked up.
listen.
You done fucked up now.
I'm just trying to
You fucked up
understand
and made
what's
him mad.
happening.
She ain't gonna say
You
shit
are never
now.
gonna understand.
I'm trying to
Come on now.
understand what is happening here.
Do you want me to read the whole
I
thing
thought
again?
this was a podcast. I guess I don't know what's happening.
You don't even know what your name is.
What's my
What
name?
is your name?
Say my name.
Say my name, bitch.
I knew that was happening.
This one time?
Do you want me to read the whole thing again?
Yeah, because
think
he
it
missed
matter.
it.
Okay.
We were a little.
Black Tones, out of Seattle, Washington. They're a
Oh,
brother.
okay, Seattle band, like
All right,
grunge. I got you.
They're a
Okay.
brother and sister duo.
Okay, now it's
Aw.
making more sense.
Okay.
Okay.
Not like the White Stripes because they do add bass into their
Excuse me.
sound.
By duo, what do you mean?
No. Keep going, Lily, please.
Not like, they're not
Lily.
from West Virginia. Sorry.
No. I hate you.
This here's my sister and my
The
wife.
title of their 2019 album, Cobain and Cornbread,
Good.
offers a big hint as to the siblings' influence and their rough and ready, no nonsense rock delivers on that the titles.
I gotta hear these guys.
check
I
out
know.
their songs, "The Key of Black" and "Where Do We Go Now."
Damn, that
you
sounds
bruised
really freaking
me.
interesting.
Yeah, now that you heard it,
That's fine.
Lord, I apologize. No, Lily, I apologize. Pittsburgh Kevin, what do you got?
I got the rival sons. Now, your turn.
you're fired.
Are you going to type in the rival sons?
Is that what you have?
No.
What do you
I
have?
don't have anything this week because
Well-
last time you made fun of me for having an 10-year-old band.
We did not make fun.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
You're like, oh, well, he came late to the program with that
I
one.
didn't say
They've been around since 1968.
Is everybody gonna cry?
Uh-huh.
All right. Well,
you know what? I beg your pardon.
All right, thank you.
I never promised you a rose garden.
Oh, I like
There
that
we
song.
go.
That's a nice song.
But seriously, I just do not remember making that big a deal out of it. Apparently, I hurt your feelings, and I
Again,
apologize.
he's got sand in his
Come
badge.
on, Lou.
Everybody's
you know
fine.
I'm nervous and
I'm
my
sorry.
socks is too loose.
We've lost control.
The thing is, we were so subdued during the body
The
of this
sub
podcast.
the sub dudes.
It's just been the subdudes.
That's a band.
There you
Sub
go.
Dudes,
Band.
yeah.
Oh man, I belong to the subdudes. Oh, nice.
All right, back on track.
Okay, let's go. Your turn.
Jack
The Ripper.
the Ripper. It is Jack the Ripper.
Is it?
Yes.
No way.
No, I need to pull this up real quick.
Okay, that's what she said. What? No, that's not right.
Yep.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, Jack White has a new album that came out maybe February. It is really good, and
You need another drink?
No.
Okay, I do.
Grab one then, if you're going in.
it's called Fear of the Dawn. You should definitely check it out. You can just listen to it for free on YouTube. It is really good.
Is that all you have to say about
I
that?
was like, damn. I was like, damn. The first song blew my mind. I just could. I think that, like, I don't. There's some people that, like, have the potential to really do something really good for rock and roll, and I think that this guy is, like, trying to pull his weight, because this record, if you go listen to it. It just came out, so I'm sure that most of you haven't heard it yet. Just go listen to it. It's.
I mean,
I don't know. I don't really.
I'm a fan, so I
he's
would
doing
listen to it.
something. He's taken it yet in another direction. In a really kind of brilliant way. It's heavy. It's hip. It's groovy. It's got, like, all these, like, awesome elements. It's edgy. He has that crazy freaking voice that, like, like the kind of voice, if they would throw you out of the choir. He has that kind of voice.
Because you're too good? Is that why? Yeah.
But he's amazing, I don't know. I don't know what to say about it. I think it might be the best thing he may have ever done. So if you like him at all, you're gonna freaking love it. And if maybe just kind of on the fence, you should, like, at least check a little, go listen for free on YouTube. So what's the difference? Yeah. Oh, Lord Jesus.
Woo.
I just want to do because we did talk about Rival Sons. I demonstrated the
Here we go.
Scott Holiday sound. And just before I move on, he's his pedal board is insane. Like, it's
imagine.
insane. But
Yeah.
to my ears, it makes pretty much that sound. And there's some guys on YouTube, I think, like Marty, and then some of those guys,
Yeah.
like, that are like, this is the Scott Holiday sound. That's pretty much what they do.
Yeah.
But you look at you watch his rig rundown. It's 20 minutes just on his pedal board. And he's got stuff that he's got masking tape and, like, stuff over,
Right, so you can't
see what it is.
Exactly, yeah.
I'm like, dude, what are you doing?
Come on.
You don't use half that shit. Probably. Anyways, so it's funny. It's just funny. It's this guitar player bullshit. So this is the so we talked about Scott and got into. So this is some of what Jay can do vocally and lyrically, and I think that maybe yes, that's what
Here
I
we
wanted. This is Rich and the Poor, and I just think this is an example of some, like, it's kind of like, I don't know, good understated kind of songwriting. So here we go. Thank you. You guys, everybody have a drink now?
Yes.
Yeah, we're good.
Okay.
We're ready.
Y'all ready? Here we go. They walked hand in hand to a future unknown. He carried the water and the blankets he brought, so far past the curfew, and they were alone, her teeth bound by braces, and his teeth were not. The rich and the poor, that's how people get paid. She said, I'm going to show you how babies are made. So into the darkness, the rushes and leaves, they walked to the lakeside, the moon hanging high. She showed him such sweet things he could not believe he would not forget for the rest of his life. The rich and the poor, that's how people get paid. She said, I'm going to show you how babies are made. What's a boy to do when he wants what he can't understand? She's a big girl, and he knows he's in capable hands. She took his hand and showed him what people ignored. She took his hand and showed him what bodies are for. the rich and the poor. That's how people get paid. She said, I'm going to show you how babies are made. That is
Dirty.
dirty, beautiful, touching. It's poetry. I mean that's that's a poem.
Mm-hmm.
This is one of that, and that's one of the things that made me think of Jim Morrison. When I think of him, because it's like that kind of songwriting. It's it's poetry. You guys have anything you want to say about that or not? Are we ready to be done with that?
I think so.
You guys
I think
done
it's
with
time for.
I think it's time for.
Yes.
God's gonna put a cancer in the butthole of every sodomite.
Well,
Yes.
thank God. I was worried about that, Kevin. I was
Yeah?
thinking the other day. I'm like, well, what happens if a sodomite doesn't get cancer?
Don't worry.
Well, now, I mean, thank
Lord
you, Reverend Manning,
is gonna
for
put
Pastor Manning. Excuse
cancer
me. I feel a lot
every
better
butthole.
now. Wow.
There you go then.
Man, I shouldn't do stuff like that because I've been told that the children, like, not the millennials, with the Gen Zers,
Yeah.
were never taught what sarcasm is. I've been told that.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, that they literally do not understand sarcasm.
They should teach that in school.
It really should be a class.
They should also teach these kids to hold their fucking cameras straight while they're filming shit. It drives me crazy when I'm watching a car crash and the videos all over the place.
OMG.
All right, thank you.
Okay, are you done?
I feel better now. Thanks, guys. This
Deep breath.
place gives
Are
me a
we
chance
ready to
vent.
finally get on to what people really came here for this evening?
Yes.
To see what the Beatles did.
To see what the Beatles did today.
What did they do
What the Beatles did.
today?
What the Beatles can do for you.
It would be
now.
really interesting if one time
That's the very first one's the Beatles.
if they
course.
did not have something that went on today.
I know, right? They're so busy. They're always doing something.
Well, this isn't. I'm deviating from the script.
Uh-oh.
And I did stop talking like Fred Willard for a little while.
Yeah, you
For a
did.
second
Just
there.
for a little while. That's good.
I'm even doing the thing where he does the leans on the one.
Right.
arm. But I was talking about how the Rival Sons work in the studio, where they just kind of bring an idea and then everybody kind of jumps on it. And there's a really cool. It's I can't remember. It's on, I think it's on the Disney thing. Peter Jackson got together all this footage that had been filmed during the Beatles kind of the last recording and writing sessions for what would become Let It Be.
Right.
No, Abbey Road. Excuse me.
Oh,
For what I think Abbey Road.
No, let's let it be.
You sure?
Yeah, because it was their last. It was the last
Okay.
album. Yes.
So they were putting that together, and turns out there's tons of video footage. Like somebody had the wherewithal to have a camera crew there, and so Peter Jackson got access to all of it, and it took him a really long time. And he created this 6 hours. It's 3 different episodes, 2 hours each, that document this, and it ends with the whole them being on the rooftop doing that concert.
Exactly.
And that's exactly how the Beatles worked. I have this, I have that. You have that? Okay, let's put that here. And what are you doing? What chords are those? It was really fascinating to watch. But on this day in 1964, the Beatles performed another 2 shows. The Beatles did 2 more shows today.
Wow.
Wow. Okay, we're moving on.
All right.
Frank Sinatra was at number 1 on the UK singles chart with "Strangers in My Pants." I mean,
No, it wasn't. No, that was no. That's not it.
no, he
That's
said
not how that
no.
works. No.
how about this one? Wait, I got a better one.
Okay.
Strangers in the night, exchanging rubbers.
No.
This one is too tight. Please hand me another.
That's beautiful. Now, see, that works. That works.
Could you-
Oh,
I heard that joke when I was about 10 years old.
And you've retained it all these
And
years.
it just boggled my mind
Wow.
that people were trying on rubbers.
No,
No,
it was a
this one
joke.
doesn't fit. I always thought it was like a thing.
It was a joke.
I was a little
No.
kid. I thought that's literally how people figured out.
You don't try them on like shoes.
Hello, welcome to the rubber store, sir. Can I help you? I'm not sure what size I need.
I thought that.
Can I try a couple on here? Oh, that's snug. So the changing room's over
Fucking
there.
A.
That's not how that works.
You have to stop now.
Sorry.
It was my.
He's gonna pee his pants.
I can't continue.
Wow.
Oh shit! But I did think that.
It's okay.
That's stupid.
Well, you were a kid.
I don't want to say anything.
I'm kind of embarrassed. The guys that like work with this, like Hal and Joe,
Yeah.
and Mike, they're gonna see this. They're gonna be,
Yep.
what is wrong with you?
It's all right.
Hey, Lou, do you really think that guys will like go to stores and try on rubbers?
I was a kid. I was a little kid. I really thought that's how it worked.
That's not how it works. You take them home and try them. The ones that don't fit, you take back.
Oh my.
It's
Come on,
like
Lou.
Zales.
What are you, Zales?
3-day money back guarantee.
Why am I here?
This one's just a little too big.
Money
Can I have my
back
money back?
guarantee. Lily, have you ever had a guy tell you,
Oh, Lord.
I want you to buy condoms and they have to have a money back guarantee?
I can't recall, but stranger things have happened. That's true.
Ooh, wait, man, wait. What Stranger Things?
No, we're not going to talk about all that.
My.
Oh, my goodness. The Rolling Stones on this day, 1969, dude, held a photo call in Hyde Park to introduce new guitarist Mick Taylor.
Oh,
The 20-year-old former member of John Mayall's Blues Breakers made his live debut with the Stones the following month at this free concert in Hyde Park. It is on video, and you can go watch.
Is it really?
You can watch it on YouTube. I
love
highly
YouTube.
recommend it.
That's
It's
awesome.
freaking fascinating. Let's see. Paul McCartney is in the audience. Robert Plant is in the audience. Jeff Beck is in the audience.
Wow.
It's very
That's
cool.
crazy.
It's very, very cool. Like, and Mick is a really good blues guitar player. Like, you can tell that, like, he really just like he almost kind of doesn't fit in some ways because he's just I don't know. He's like he feels a little bit more like a blues purist.
Yeah.
But he's a really dynamite guitar player. He's really good. Yeah, it's great stuff. This day, 1970, Grand Funk. Why don't you do some of these?
You want me to read?
Yeah, come on,
'cause
you
have a
jump
much
in.
nicer voice than.
Yeah, I mean,
Grand
like,
Funk
Why don't we
Railroad.
do it this why don't we do it this way, sweetie? From now on,
Baby
we'll
honey.
alter. You do one, I'll do one.
There you go.
Or do you want to do one, Kevin?
No, I don't
Oh
want to
my
do it.
goodness. Grand Funk Railroad in 1970, supported by Steel Mill, featuring Bruce Springsteen, appeared at the Ocean Ice Palace in Bricktown, New Jersey. Tickets were $5.
$5.
I would love to go to a $5 concert.
Exactly.
Wait, that doesn't happen.
So, speaking of $5 concerts,
$5 fun.
there is a YouTube channel I have to tell you guys that you have to subscribe to.
Okay.
It's called River Docs.
Oh.
Okay.
And this guy is a veteran rocker. Like, he has been to, like, he's seen everybody. And, you know, also been in the position to take a lot of photos
Ooh.
and stuff like that, and has a lot of inside stories.
Fun.
And he, so I stumbled upon his channel and listened to his one on Joe Walsh, ZZ Top, and it's a there's some of them are really eye-opening, some of them are really interesting. But speaking of concerts, some of them are about concerts and where he grew up. He's from Missouri. He's a Southern accent. He's a kind of soothing voice. He attended this concert in, I think he said it was 1975. Check it out. It was the Charlie Daniels Band and fucking Rush.
It's so bizarre.
Wow.
Yeah, the Charlie Daniels Band and Rush.
I mean,
And-
I'd be there for half of it.
Well, here's the thing. The year before the band, this was a record. This was a record label, radio station. Excuse me,
Yes.
a radio station. K-She was the call letters.
Uh-huh.
And they started this kind of concert series in the summer.
Yes.
And it's at this giant park across from like the Guga Stadium or whatever. And the first year they had it, they had Kiss,
Okay.
and Kiss brought 40,000 people.
Oh,
All
yeah.
right then.
The following, and this guy was at that show, and he had pictures from that.
Cool.
But he said the following year,
Mm-hmm.
did the Charlie Daniels Band in Rush,
Yeah.
80,000 people.
Whoa.
80
That's obviously
1,000
because of the Charlie Daniels Band.
people.
No.
And he said that he went to the show, and that he had heard Rush on the radio, but they hadn't really become like a
Oh,
Right,
okay.
popular
right.
band yet.
Okay.
And they played first. He says he figured they played at least an hour, and he said he could tell right away they were monsters, and he said
Uh-huh.
they really won the crowd over. People really loved it, and he had some cool photos of them. He was
That's
far
cool.
away, so he couldn't get. But
Right,
he had
up
like
close.
a lens or something. He was able to zoom a little bit. And so he said, but they really won the crowd over. He said, and then when Charlie Daniels Band came out, like people lost their minds.
Of course.
He said it was great. He's, it was very interesting. But I'm not gonna tell the whole story, but check it out because it really shows how people were different then. Like the whole world was it was a slower world.
Yep.
It was slower to anger world. And yes, it was. And I don't remember him saying. I think it was free concert.
Oh,
Now to come to
wow.
think
Wow.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Those weren't unheard of in
Back in the day?
in the 70s.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So that would have been something
cool.
really neat to see. The Beatles started at
Beatles.
I know 1970. This day started a 2-week run at number one on the U.S. single chart with the Long and Winding. Okay.
Yeah.
Clyde McFadder,
Yo, yo.
I don't even like that name.
original lead vocalist with the Drifters,
Oh, all right.
died of a heart attack.
Oh.
Go ahead, Lily. I'm sorry. Yours.
You wanna do
Go
John
ahead.
Lennon?
You jump in there. We're gonna alternate.
John Lennon, 1975, made his last ever TV appearance when he appeared on Salute to Sir Lou Grade. I don't even know what that is. Performing Slippin' and Sliding and Imagine. The performance was recorded at the Waldorf Astoria Hotel on April 18th, 1975.
Yeah, he dropped out and kind of just was hanging with his wife.
Legit.
As you do.
And then they put out that album, and then he got killed.
I'll do the next one.
No, you said you want to do any.
I know, but
Oh,
this
wow!
is very...
All of a sudden, because it's some Kevin likes, he wants to do it.
I wanted to do
Fine.
that one. I wanted to do that
Fine.
one.
Fine.
I want to do that one.
That's
Can
an
I do-
Aerosmith song.
Go ahead, do your thing.
Did they go in the movie?
Probably
in the
not.
Song? All right. 1975. I used to do it with my comb.
All
back
right.
when I had hair. 1975. Peter Frampton. Peter Frampton played the first of 2 nights at the Winterland Ballroom. Honky.
Go away.
Honky the Clown.
I've had enough. I swear to God, I'll fucking
Get
walk
ya.
out.
He's coming to get you, Lily. Peter Frampton. Peter Frampton played the first of 2 nights at the Winterland Ballroom, San Francisco, California. Recordings from these 2 shows were used as part of his #1 double freaking album, Frampton Comes Alive.
He's obsessed.
That is the reason why I have so many Les Pauls in my life, because of that cover. It became the best-selling album of 1976, selling over 6 million copies. That's 75 billion in today's economy.
That's because everybody gets this. Everybody gets this album standard issue when you buy a record
Yeah,
player.
you have to. Yeah,
I
yeah,
have
yeah.
it. I have 2 copies, actually.
It sold over 6 million copies in the U.S., and Frampton Comes Alive was voted Album of the Year in 1976 by Rolling Stone readers. It stayed on the chart for how many? 97 weeks.
Peter frickin' Frampton!
I've given up. This has just gone off the rails. I
All
can't
right.
even handle this anymore.
I'm done now. My work
Well,
is done.
Kevin, thank you for that lovely soliloquy.
I love Peter Frampton's. Frampton Comes
I'm not reading that one.
No, keep going. Oh, the next one might not be good either.
Whitney Houston went to #1 with "I Want to Dance with Somebody Who Loves Me."
Who doesn't? Tell us something we don't know.
You want to talk about this one?
Paula Abdul.
Are you forever my girl?
Abdullah.
Sure. 1988, Paula Abdul's debut album, Forever Your Girl, was released. An accomplished cheerleader and choreographer, the album produced 4 #1 hits. Straight Up, Cold
So
Hearted.
what are one of your qualifications for this? Oh, I'm an accomplished cheerleader.
know.
Oh,
I know
well.
what that means.
Come right in.
Here's a contract.
The 4 #1 hits are Straight Up, Forever Your Girl, Cold Hearted, and Opposites Attract. The album became one of the most successful debut albums at the time, selling 7 million copies in the United States and setting a record for the most #1 singles from a debut album. And she will be at the next Steel City Con in Pittsburgh, so I will be going to meet her.
Paula Abdullah.
I absolutely fell in love with her and this album. It was everywhere. This album was ubiquitous.
You just like that word now. Are we supposed to scream? Ah.
You're getting your money's worth out of that tonight. Wow.
Now, it was just like it was inescapable. It was everywhere. It was, I remember being in a band and we played these honky tonks. It was Nadine and the Dusty Rose Band, and we played these honky tonks.
If there was ever a time to play that,
and these
horn.
hillbillies would get up.
Oh boy!
And put that on the jukebox. during
Really?
break or
That's
while-
great.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. You could not get. It was so big, and I knew like the words to all the songs.
Oh, I still do.
And even though I was a rocker and I wanted, and all that, I just she was like adorable, and I found out later on that like she was a terrible singer, and it took them a long time to get her vocal tracks.
Okay.
Oh, ruin it.
But she was
It was fun.
Janet Jackson's friend. So
Oh, there you go then.
They were buddies.
you going on this?
No, I'm not doing it.
Oh. 1988.
I'm not. Let's get Mikey.
I did my friend.
Let's get Lily. Lily will do it. She'll do anything.
That's not
Hey,
true.
she likes
That's
it.
not true.
She likes
Lily,
it.
she likes it.
She likes it.
1988, the biggest charity rock concert since
we
Live
gotta
Aid
do it.
3 years
dude,
earlier.
We gotta do a thing.
Oh God!
What? What?
What
What?
thing?
What are you
Gotta
going to
do a
do?
promo with us doing the Mikey commercial, except it's a Lily commercial. Lily won't like it. She
Lily
hates
to do
everything.
it. She hates everything.
Lily, she likes it.
Hey,
we can do
Lily.
it. Can you picture it?
Yes,
I think
you know.
you can.
Awesome.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Okay, so we're talking about the anti-pirate, and this was a big thing. I remember when this happened.
The biggest charity rock concert since Live Aid 3 years earlier took place at London's Wembley Stadium to denounce South African. What is that word?
Apartheid?
Apartheid.
Okay, sure. Among the performers were
we
Sting,
were live then.
Stevie Wonder, Bryan
Yes.
Adams. I was. George Michael, Whitney Houston, and
You got
Dire
3?
Straits. I was 7. Half the money raised went towards whatever that is, activities in Britain. The rest
Anti-apartheid.
the rest was donated to children's charities in South Africa.
This is really nice being able to be the person to, say the correct words.
It would be great because I didn't know that word. So,
Well, I don't know
more
a
you
lot of
learn.
words either.
I know.
You think I know words?
I know you don't know words.
I don't know
That's
words.
why I pronounce words for you.
What? Hey, Michael, when you edit this, dude, for video, you got to put up a little thing above my head that says "Use your words." Do it. I'll give you a bonus if you do that.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah, this was. I remember when this whole thing happened, and there was an album that sort of like, I think, kicked this off, and then I think that's how it happened, and then they did this concert.
Yes.
Oh,
I actually don't hate that song though.
Billy Ray Cyrus started a 17-week run at #1 on the U.S. album chart with "Some Gave All." His debut album featured the worldwide breakthrough song "Achy Breaky Heart," which is originally recorded as "Don't Tell My Heart" by the Marcy Brothers on their '91 self-titled album. I did not know it's a cover.
See? Look at that. I didn't know that.
Sometimes it just takes the right singer.
Yeah, that's what it is.
So, talk
Alanis
about
Morissette.
Alanis.
Alanis Morissette, 1995, released her studio album "Jagged Little Pill," which I was the first of all my friends to have. The album went on to sell over 30 million copies worldwide and made Morissette the first female Canadian to score a U.S. #1 album. "Jagged Little Pill" featured the massive hits "You Oughta Know," "Hand in My Pocket," "Ironic," and "You Learn."
Yeah.
You had it because you were a degenerate.
Absolutely. I was an angsty female teenager. That's why I had it.
What do you mean it was?
It was
You're still angsty a little
this
bit.
album was ubiquitous. Just kidding.
Oh,
Don't you remember? Oh, see, you weren't. I don't think you were alive for this, but do you remember when Lionel Richie won all those awards at the American Music Awards, and every time he got up, he would go outrageous, and he said it over. and
No, I know.
over
I was.
over.
I don't think I was around, but I do know what you're talking
I think
about.
there's a YouTube. I'm sure there's been a played homage to on
Yeah.
YouTube
Yeah.
with like funny mashups and stuff. But yeah, like yeah. Okay, sorry. Anyway, so I was just doing that stupid thing. Yeah, this
Yes.
I saw a TikTok video with a woman. Her channel is how celebrities treated normal people and their
Oh, yeah.
entourage while in
Yeah.
public.
Yep.
So this lady's like, I work at a hotel, and I, in such city, and a lot of famous people come and go. And so she said Alanis Morissette came in when she was like totally gaga over Alanis. She said Alanis was very gracious to fans and like her people, and very gracious to the staff.
I can see that though.
And she was like very, very cool.
Very nice.
She said
She's
that
Canadian. So.
She said that Pat Benatar was kind of all business, but when people approached her, she was very
She's very
friendly.
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But she wasn't like walking around sort of inviting,
Right.
interaction. And she talked about somebody else, and I can't remember. But just thought it was kind of interesting since you talked about Alanis Morissette. I do not understand the hatred for Dave Matthews.
I do. I do not like David. Matthews.
Okay, can you explain it to me? I just don't get it.
I just find, like Rush, I kind of find the music very boring.
Yes.
It's not catchy to me. It's not. I sat there. I was in the pit once for this show, and I sat there and yawned the whole time. I'm sorry. It's just boring to me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Have to agree.
It's just boring. It's nap time.
Anyways, they did some kind of Tibetan freedom rock concert.
That was nice of them.
It stayed in 1998.
Next.
Yeah, that's why nothing else to say about it. We want to talk about Titney Tears?
30
That's my stripper
in
name.
2000. Right, it is. I'm sure. 37-year-old Susan Santo Donato collapsed and died of a heart attack outside New York radio station Star 105.7 after a Britney Spears impersonator left the building. Why is that a thing? A crowd had gathered after a DJ claimed Britney Spears was in the studio.
It wasn't even the real Britney Spears.
No, like I don't even know why anybody
What's
would.
wrong with this? What is wrong with this website?
Oh.
I mean,
on.
sometimes they do pull cheesy bullshit like
Yeah.
that. Not
Yeah.
too much, but sometimes
No,
it's
that's
like,
very
what?
important.
I don't know why anybody would.
The
do
You're
that.
gonna have
Beatles-
a heart attack.
John Lennon farted today. Oh, phew, thank you for telling me.
But it was the real John Lennon.
At least that.
So, they
Oh, thank God for
got
that.
them going for him.
The real John Lennon? Who's the non-real John Lennon?
Well, it's not an impersonator.
It's not a John
Like
Lennon
Britney Spears.
impersoner that farted.
Well,
It was a Britney
I have
Spears
no idea what is happening.
That's okay. Lily and I,
Apologize
we got you.
from the bottom of my heart. Elton John, a roadie who worked for the Spice Girls, Oasis, Elton John, and Whitney Houston, was arrested and charged with smuggling millions of pounds worth of ecstasy into the UK.
I really don't know
Again,
why that has an
again,
Elton John
like,
thing.
I don't really think that's.
What?
Yeah, I'm like having an issue.
Wait. It was maybe it was millions of pounds, like monetarily, money, like pounds, like English pounds.
Yeah, in the UK, but still, like.
I was thinking pounds, you're like United States, hey, you got 1 million pounds of this shit, put it in the back of his semi, take it.
Well, what
down.
I'm
I
saying.
just don't know why it says Elton John for that.
That, and I
that's
don't
not Elton
understand.
John.
Wait a
He
minute.
had absolutely nothing
He's
to do
the
with
most
it.
famous person out of all those people, I think.
I guess.
Right.
Okay. That
Well,
makes
He's,
sense.
he's the oldest.
Well, Whitney Houston.
No, he's the oldest. He's older than Whitney Houston.
I know he is, but can't go wrong with the Spice Girls.
You
They were
can't.
there.
I agree
They
with
were
that.
involved. They were
I have no
involved.
issue
A
with the
roadie.
Spice
He was a
Girls
roadie for
at
the
all.
Spice Girls. There you go.
I'm
that
just
should have been
saying.
for the Spice Girls.
I'm not saying, but I'm just saying.
Oh, I hate
Know what
that
I'm saying?
shit.
You know what I'm saying?
All right.
You know what I'm saying?
You read the next one. I know you like.
The
saying.
elder statesmen of music
Yes.
were awarded in his year's Queen's birthdays honors list for their services to music. Sting was awarded a CBE, Jerry Marsden, and whatever. He got some
Who
fucking
cares?
award.
You got an award.
Fancy
Who cares?
pants.
We need to reread these.
And
We
David
should
Gilmour
screen them.
got the award too. I'm not, some of them are boners,
A little
but
bit.
but like
Little bit.
we're getting like seems like we're getting like a lot more tonight than usual.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you want me to read Michael?
I mean, what the fuck is wrong with people? God damn it! I love this guy right here. We're going to talk
Are
about
you
him.
serious?
Oh, fuck, he's awesome.
boy.
I believe I can fly. I believe I can touch the sky.
Yeah, that's
Dude,
beautiful.
that's an amazing song. Anyways, Arctic Monkeys made their live debut on this day in 2003. Michael Jackson was cleared of all charges of child abuse by Journey. By Journey.
Jury.
By Journey.
Neil Sean's like, it's okay.
Yeah, by Journey
Nice.
and Styx and Van Halen.
And REO Speedwagon. All
REO
touring together.
Speedwagon acquitted Michael Jackson this day. The judge was Frank Zappa, and he said, sure, I don't give a fuck. And Dee Snider said, okay. On this day in 2008, a Chicago jury acquitted R. Kelly of all 14 charges of child pornography against him. If the glove don't fit, you must
I don't-
acquit.
I don't know if that fits that. Maybe it does fit this circumstance. I don't know.
If the glove don't fit,
Lordy Jesus.
you must acquit.
Well, he's probably not in a store trying on condoms, so there's that. With
Dude,
the glove
That's
thing.
true,
Ah.
right?
I'm not going to dignify this with any more than that, because that's not really necessary to just get into that.
I don't know any of these people.
I know. Oh, you know DJ Fontana.
Uh-huh.
Legendary Elvis drummer DJ Fontana
Oh,
died
okay.
peacefully at his home at the age of 87 in 2018. What are you laughing at?
I'm like, I don't know any of these people. I look at DJ Fontana. Was he like some hip hop guy?
Yo, I'm DJ Fontana.
It's not.
I bet there is.
It
I
was
bet there's
legendary.
some poor rapper who doesn't even know who the DJ
Right.
Fontana was and
That
calls
dude
himself
ripped me
DJ
off.
Fontana. Yeah.
20, 30 years ago.
All right, here we go. Birthdays.
Birthdays.
Oh, goodness.
Happy birthday.
You got to help me with this. Uriel?
Uriel.
Okay.
Yes. Not urine.
I thought it was like
urinal. It's not
urinal.
urinal.
Okay.
It's
I'm out.
Uriel.
I'm take me home, country road. Session drummer for Motown Records. This day in
There you go.
34.
Yes.
Would you like to read one, Lily?
No.
Bobby Freeman, African American soul R&B singer, had in 1958 number 5 single "Do You Want to Dance?"
Oh, there you go.
Do you want? We know that.
dancing.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
yeah. Marv Tarplin, American
Sure.
guitar songwriter, best known as a guitarist for the Miracles.
Miracle.
Born in 1941.
These are some tough names tonight.
I know. I'm just getting kicked in the fucking head.
In the balls.
Esther O'Farium is really international singer.
Uh-huh.
I don't know why I care.
I care.
Dennis
You don't.
Licorice from Dr. Hook.
We're making it up. Because we can't.
Le Courrier.
Le Courrier. Oh, he's French, no?
Who had the 70s hits, the cover of the Rolling Stone,
Oh.
When You're in Love with a Beautiful Mormon. Mormon.
When you're in love with a Mormon?
You're in love with the beautiful Mormon. You know it's hard.
There you go. I love Sylvia's mother, man. I think that's well.
Sylvia's mother.
I wink, wink, nudge, nudge. But I love that song. I think it's a great song.
You need to throw some comments in.
I'm done with that.
Oh,
Donuts?
you have to comment.
She's done.
I'm helping you pronounce.
Thanks. That's a job in itself.
Howard Leese. Oh, this guy's cool.
Finally, somebody I know.
From Hart was born this day in 1951.
Happy birthday, Howard.
I don't know some of these people.
Wow, look at
on
these
this.
names tonight.
I know. Well, anyways, rhythm guitarist Russell Javers from longtime guitarist in Billy Joel's band.
Rolf.
Robbie Merrill
There you go.
from
Yes.
American rock band
Incubus.
Great band. David Gray. Oh,
Oh, look,
man,
we
whatever
both go,
happened to David Gray? He's probably like, who the fuck is this asshole? He's probably got like a big record out I don't know about. White Ladder, that album, man, I got that record. I played that thing over and over and over, man. That's such a fucking great record. Right, Kevin?
What? What, Lorraine? What?
No, I was talking about that White Ladder album by David Gray. Are you
Oh,
familiar with that? I got
think I
introduced
am.
to David Gray through WYEP. Thank you, WYEP. That's why I became a member of their station for a number of years because, like, I was here. That's where it was like before there was like streaming or anything. Where you could go, you know. And I was like, oh, I never heard of this guy. I never heard of that guy. And I found a lot of bands and artists I really liked.
Soren Rusted.
Yeah, I mean, this is funny because this keeps coming up.
I know, like why? Is that a
It
thing?
came up with somebody. We were at dinner on Saturday.
Yeah.
Oh, I got to tell you something, guys, but I think it's too naughty. I don't think I can say it. On the
Naughty. Oh, tell us after the
I'll
podcast.
tell you later. This made me think of something.
Anyway,
But
1969.
anyways, we were reading trivia to amuse ourselves. We were waiting for our food. We were reading music trivia.
Oh, boy.
And this came up.
Did it
this-
really?
Yeah, this song. Soren Rosted from the Danish Euro dance group Aqua was born this day. You remember the song?
Barbie Girl.
Barbie Girl.
Yes.
That's right. I did one of those lyrics things to it. Remember?
I remember.
Yes, you
and you did a great job.
Yes.
Rivers Cuomo from American rock band Weezer was born this day in 1970.
I didn't know he was that old.
I freaking loved that video to Buddy Holly.
Oh my
God,
God,
it's a great video.
It freaked me out. I'm like, how did
With-
they get Fonzie to come back? And then I realized
Happy
what they had
Days.
done. I'm like, okay. All right.
It's well done.
Yes, very well done.
I don't love Weezer. I like them. I would
Yeah,
go see
that's
them
it.
if it was like free,
Yeah, free.
but I don't love them.
So, Weezer, you got tickets. Send them our way. We'll come see you.
It's the only way we're going because even if I ain't paying to see your goddamn band.
Right. God
That's
damn it.
what I would go. I would
God
go. I
damn
think
it.
that they're I think they're a very cool band. They have a really unique sound.
Yeah. Yeah.
But they kind of like. I mean, it was the '90s. Sheryl Crow had the song where she said, "These are the days when anything goes."
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
And that was the '90s. Like, it was like, okay, so all right, so we'll get some nerd with Buddy Holly glasses and acting, and all the shirts buttoned up. They'll be a big band, sure, why not? It's like, okay, we'll just, we'll do anything could get on the radio. It was a really exciting time in music. It was the last time we ever had that. Like, you just never knew what you were going to hear. You wanted to listen to the radio. You were like, and artists were like doing all, and it was a real wide variety. Even on a rock station would
Right.
play Alice in Chains,
Yes.
Incubus,
Right.
and Counting Crows.
Correct, sir.
You were exposed to like a lot of stuff that you could, it was really cool. It was a really cool time. Jason Brown with
Yes.
English boy band Five.
I don't know who that is
I
at
don't
all.
know either. Happy birthday anyway, Jason.
Okay, I think we're done with this horse shit tonight.
It was a very odd this day in music.
Yeah. Yeah, very weird.
This day in bullshit. This day in bullshit. Actually,
Bullshit.
that's really what the news outlets should call themselves. This day in bullshit.
This day in bullshit. Hello, welcome to this day in bullshit. Lordy.
I rewatched Heavy Metal
Which is a great
with
movie.
somebody who had
I
never
need
seen
to.
it before, which is always fun.
That is
And
fun.
she freaking loved it. She was like, "Oh my god, I can't believe I've never seen this." It's such. You rock out to all the songs. It's
Yep.
like,
Yep.
It's a great soundtrack.
yeah, it's really, really fun. So what did you guys do?
This
Oh.
weekend. We went to Anvil.
We went to
Okay.
Anvil.
So let's talk about Anvil.
Holy freak.
Okay, so it was a very, very bleak crowd at the craft house. There was
Yes, I
maybe
felt
like
bad.
25 people.
Luckily,
would you
all
say?
Oh, dude, no! Don't
Yeah.
say
No,
that.
legit.
Aw.
Legit, it was a very bleak
Luckily,
crowd.
all 25 of my personalities were there, so
Yes,
that made
so
up
there's
for it.
that.
But nonetheless,
All the bands were amazing. Modern Fossils played. White Wizard played.
Yes.
Shit. Can you remember the other
shit,
band?
shit, shit. They were wonderful.
Yes.
I can't remember the third one. Dag nabbit.
Midnight Hellion
There you go.
was the other band.
Yes.
All great. Whenever Anvil went on, Lips was down in the
Oh, he came
pit
out
area,
in the middle of
which is
yeah,
funny.
and he's like
and
opening the
everybody's
show
getting
down
video.
there. Yeah.
And Kevin's yelling at them.
Yeah, I
From-
talked to Rob. Talked to Rob Reiner. No, not that Rob Reiner.
Rob, you hemorrhoid.
But listen, here's the
Did
thing,
you
man.
say that to him?
I didn't say
Rob,
that.
you
I would
hemorrhoid.
never say anything like that.
He said hi.
Yeah,
Hi,
you
Rob.
never say anything like
Well, it was so funny. I'm like, Rob, how you doing? And Lips is like, this is a weird crowd, man. You just like you
can
guys
just
are just
talk
talking
to
to us. But like we're Lily, Sissy, and I are sitting at the bar, And I look over, and Lips is like rocking.
He's just walking around.
He's just walking around, but he looks so kind of sad.
Yeah.
Kind of like worn down,
He said it was
sad.
he said it was like 7 people at the gig.
Yeah.
That's probably what it was. And so, like, I saw him walking by. I'm like, oh, he's going to have to walk
Oh, he
back
fanboyed.
again.
He
I
totally
totally fanboyed him, right? So I went over. I'm literally standing there knowing where he's going to have to walk. And he comes walking by. And again, looking very down, just worn out and stuff
Defeated.
like that. Dude, he's 66 years old. He's older than us, Lou. And I'm like, excuse me, Lips. I'm like, dude, I just want to thank you for coming to Pittsburgh, man. This is going to make my decade. His fucking face lit up.
Like a Christmas tree.
Like a Christmas tree. And he's like, oh, thanks, guys. Hey, thank you, man. He, like, fist bumped to me and stuff. And then, like, just watching
Yeah, now
him
pay
play,
for my fucking burrito. No, didn't.
I would have paid for it. I would have paid for
He
his
was-
No,
burrito.
I meant you saying that to him.
He was definitely
No,
enjoying
hey,
playing on that stage. Like, you could
dude,
tell he had fun with
dude,
the
you know,
small
like,
crowd that was there.
We always talk about Eddie Van Halen, that impish grin, and just the joy of playing.
Yeah.
That was
Same.
Lips.
Yeah, I have some great video and photos
Oh,
of
it's
him.
fantastic, man. We had such a blast.
It was such a great time.
Cool, man.
I just
Well,
wish there were more people
Yeah.
there.
I was very sad about the crowd.
Yeah.
And then everyone later on, when I posted all the photos, was like, "Oh, I totally forgot it was tonight."
Ah!
I'm like, "That is the dumbest excuse I've ever
Yeah,
heard." Like,
come on.
you know what's happening
Come
at the
on
Craft House in
now.
Pittsburgh.
Come on now. But yeah, that was a blast. I'm glad I got a chance to go see those guys finally. He's like, he even said during the show, it's been like 30 years since we've been here to Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. They come once every 30 years.
Yeah, so
One of them.
yeah.
And then on Saturday, I went to the Living Dead Festival where I met Tony Todd, the Candyman.
The Candyman. The Candyman.
I fucking knew you were gonna do that.
They should have had that. That's what that movie was missing. The terrible remake. Oh, God. Oh, God, man.
And Bill Moseley, I met Bill Moseley.
Oh, I like that guy. I've
was
met
super
him before.
nice.
Yeah.
And
He's one of the, what?
Devil's Rejects.
Yep.
Devil,
Rejects.
Yep.
Plus countless other movies. And R.M. Haloff, who was Leatherface in the third movie.
Oh.
So, yeah. It's kind of fun.
Very good.
Good stuff.
Did he
Of course.
sign your chainsaw?
He signed something.
Oh, is that what you kids are calling it today? Your chainsaw?
Sign my chainsaw.
Hey, no. Oh my! There you go. There it is. Exactly.
Residing currently in the Where Are They Now?
Bit of your history on the radio.
So we got nope. So we had one person watching and we lost them.
Oh well.
So, Jason Christ. Ooh, that's a little scary.
And he's got a new single out.
Uh huh. Yes.
Well, Jason, why don't you let us know about that? We definitely want to hear it, dude. If you want to come on the podcast, let me know.
Yeah. Heck yeah.
You can sit by me.
I sit by you.
You can go over there.
Again.
No, dude, seriously, man.
kidding.
It's monkeypox. We got to social distance, dude. You know.
Yeah, yeah.
Because
We're
that's
really
not even a
doing
real
it
thing,
here.
but that's
yeah.
fine.
Yes. Yes.
I don't know. This guy, I'm just going to say, moving forward,
Yes.
around the almost 2-hour mark. This is why nobody's watching.
Yeah. They're
So we don't have to worry about this. But I'm just going to say from moving forward, I don't know what I'm going to say that could be offensive. And I don't mean anything offensive. I'm just telling a story from my point of view.
okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Saturday, what happened to me? Well, what? No, it already sounds bad.
It does
Something
already
bad
sound
happened to me.
What happened to me?
Because I don't mean it that way. I had an interesting experience.
Okay. There
Okay,
you go.
There it is.
I decided we were going to go get something to eat, and so we'll never go to Washington. Let's go to Washington.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, I know there's some breweries and cool stuff. And we'll find something cool and it'll be fun. So there was a brewery, and it was had the outdoor. They had the big shutters open.
Okay.
You could sit, So we go in there, and there's hardly anybody in there. It's nothing going on. They're not playing any music.
Right.
Oh.
They have the TVs on
wow.
silent.
Oh.
Wow.
And there is,
Oh, no.
there's a lively group of folks
Yeah.
in the other room where the dartboard is, and they're
Okay.
playing darts.
Sure.
And there's the pool table in there and stuff.
The whole thing, yeah.
But you can see it's a big opening. It's not literally there's a door. You can just it's like a breezeway or whatever.
Sure.
And So we're sitting there, we order our drinks, and I'm looking at these people, and it's 3 guys,
Right.
and there's a girl.
Okay, then.
And, it's a bar. It's a beautiful afternoon. You're having a drink, and you're just sort of people watching.
Sure.
You're
As you
not,
do.
like, judging or anything.
Mm-hmm.
But you start sizing up the situation. Like, okay, who is she with?
Right.
Right.
Which one, what's going. And I started noticing that the guys were all hugging each other a lot.
Okay.
I'm going like, and then I noticed that one of them had a T-shirt on that had rainbow.
Sure.
It said something like about I'm not gay, but I'm something, and I couldn't read the rest of it. And I went, okay. I'm like that, and as Jerry Seinfeld would say, not that there's anything wrong with that. There isn't, and those people have a right to have a good time. But I wasn't like offended or anything. I was just like,
You were just observing.
I was just observing. It was something I was not expecting to see that day.
Right.
Yes.
Just that's all.
Interesting.
And so we're sitting there, and Sharon says, "What's this?" And we notice there's these magazines, like at different intervals on the bar.
Okay.
And so she pulls one over, and she's like thumbing through, and she's like, "Lou, what the fuck is this?"
Oh, boy.
And she flips the magazine around,
Yes.
and
Yes.
it's some kind of
Yeah.
like thing about it's let's put it this way. There was an advertisement in it.
Already, I see what's
Okay.
going on here.
Yes.
It says if the tip,
Oh boy.
what does that mean? Peach or what? Drips, itches or burns.
It's vagina and penis is what that means.
Oh, okay. If your vagina or penis drips or burns, call Central Outreach Wellness Center.
Huh.
Huh. It's like, huh. That was exactly my reaction at first. It was like, am I really seeing what I'm seeing? Well, I was seeing that, and
Yeah.
it was Pride Day
Oh, sure.
in
okay.
Washington.
Oh, I didn't know they had
I
one.
did not know that they had one
Wow.
either. I'm not
So
exactly.
you're saying that woman was probably available then? She wasn't with anybody there.
I put the jukebox on. I'd put music on the
She
jukebox.
played George Michael.
No,
I'm just saying.
I had done it before I saw the magazine.
Uh-huh.
But it's one of those magazines that has all kind of ads and like tips about how to be gay and what kind of gay things
Wow.
you should do,
Yeah.
and what is hot in the new gay couples
Sure,
this year.
What's going on in the gay scene?
What's going
There
on
you
in the
go.
gay scene?
All right. Sure. Sure.
And I got to really be honest with you.
Not your bag?
It's I'm not really sure that there is a large enough population of gay folk
Yeah.
to warrant an entire
kind of-
festival.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? In a little wee
Washington.
town like Washington, I
Yeah.
could be wrong. Maybe I'm living in the gay capital of the world and I don't know it.
You don't even
And that's
know it.
fine. I'm just.
Wow.
Let's put it this way. I didn't realize there was that big of a
See?
gay population,
Okay.
and
Well,
that's
there you
fine.
go, then.
Let's put it that way. Let me restate myself.
Go ahead.
Okay, and I'm just saying it was just like as a straight person who just doesn't really think one way or another too much about gay, like,
Right,
But
sure.
what your thing is your thing. I was just kind of like, oh,
Huh.
There it is.
You said, huh.
there it is,
Huh.
and there it is, and there it is.
There
So
it is.
yes,
All right, then.
but it was rather odd.
It was a different experience for you.
Yeah,
Interesting.
it was rather-
Especially that magazine. That's kind of bizarre for
yeah,
me.
That was really weird. I don't know how well it came across on as we were describing it. I didn't. It was like some ad. I guess if you're having some kind of venereal disease
Right,
issue.
right.
Sorry.
Yeah, it showed the
Well,
peach emoji and the
yeah.
eggplant emoji.
Yeah, sorry, but it was like kind of hard to completely understand. You could get the idea from
Well,
the picture.
the
And are they
reason-
saying that gay people are that stupid that like we have to draw pictures?
It's
Yeah.
just no. It's,
Well,
that's what's now.
The reason you couldn't quite
Everybody knows
follow
what
it
it
is you're a musicologist.
Oh,
Yes, they had like a guitar and a drumstick.
not an anacologist.
No. Musicologist.
Hmm.
You're thinking of Anaconda
Anaconda?
Anaconda mist.
Oh boy.
All right.
My
It's-
anaconda don't
we've
want
gone-
none unless you got buns, hun.
Oh.
That's exactly where I was thinking too.
You
Oh, my anaconda don't want none.
You
That's actual lyrics. I did not do lyrics with Loudini. Oh, I did do
Yeah, you
lyrics
did.
with Loudini.
did.
What are you,
But I mean, I
stupid or
haven't
something?
done a funny
Yeah, we
one.
need to. Yeah, maybe
so
next
maybe
week.
I should do that one.
Yeah, you should do that one.
Next
There you
week.
go.
Maybe I should do. I pick those from week to week. What I do not pick from week to week
Yes.
are just our overall topics.
Right.
So next week we're going to be discussing top 10 bands with two
singers.
or more
Yes.
lead vocalists.
Okay.
Not two or more singers. There's a lot of bands that have a lot of singers.
Right,
But
but-
two or more guys that sang
Or,
a lot of
girls or gals.
or
We've been inclusive.
what's the word I want? Non-gender specific.
Pacific.
Non-gender Pacific.
I heard somebody really smart the other day talking and
About
mixed
gender
up-
fluid?
About gender fluid, and they mixed up. They did the classic. They did the classic. Mixed up Pacific and specific.
Nice.
And this person was very well educated. I was like,
Sometimes it just happens.
They didn't know what they were opposed to
I mean,
talk
because
about.
I'm just saying that I say a lot of stupid shit.
No.
Yeah,
know?
but you
I
should
mean,
say it on
we should
purpose.
rename the podcast "Loudini Says Stupid Shit." We might get a bigger audience.
I betcha. I betcha.
Tune in to see Loudini, hear Loudini say.
Oh,
There you are. There you are. That's
Oh, Lord.
that's. We need to do a fucking like hee-haw kind of thing. Like, tune in next week when Lily V6 says, and have her
Yeah.
say some
You say something
cornball.
stupid.
Balls deep.
There you go. Perfect. It's a clever
Sounds like a
line.
good idea, not always.
It's a
When
thin
you hear
line.
Lily V6 say, "Yeah, I throw myself down a flight of stairs once a month just to make sure."
Wow.
Wow.
I worked with a singer in a band who would say that all the time. She said that on a fucking radio interview. We were like, "Oh my god!"
Hey, no.
There was literally no bad words in it.
Nope.
If you think about it, there's nothing. But what
Yep,
she was
the
saying was like, "Oh
way-
my god."
Wow. Wow.
Rochelle, I fucking love you.
Wowsy. Wow.
You were like a character. There's certain people in your life who are a fucking character. She was a fucking character. But yeah, so we're gonna be talking about
Man.
that.
That.
Two or more, and there's a lot of them, and some of them you don't even realize.
Right.
You go like,
Right.
"Damn, that's right. There are two singers in that band, or three or four or whatever."
Yeah.
And and then this is going to be really fun. Before we go on our 4th of July break, 10 songs that taught us that crime doesn't pay on the 27th.
There you go.
So these are songs. Check this out.
Yes.
These are songs where rockers in the character in the song gets in a scuffle with the cops.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it goes bad, and it always goes bad, right? It's like I fought the law, and there's a million songs that tell that have this theme in them. They're all really fun songs.
Exactly.
You all right, Lily? Okay. So that's about it, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out. Wolfscustoms.online. Thank you, Tim Johnson, for chiming in so much tonight. It was really
You were very
really cool.
vocal.
Yeah, Tim's a good dude. I haven't seen him in a long time. And rockridgeradio.com. Download the app.
Right.
Lily V6 is not only is she a Loudini rock and roll circus personality.
I also have my own show called Hot Licks with Lily 6 Thursdays at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. I play a lot of unsigned bands, some mainstream, and do interviews. So
Noise.
there it is. And it's free.
Bloody well.
Always free.
Always free. And it's always free. Anyways,
I'm not always free, though.
No.
not always, but sometimes.
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 Yeah, you never know White Claw. You never know what can happen.
Depends.
I know.
Yeah. What do old people's...
Oh, Lord. Yeah.
I don't know where you were going with that. I'm a little
what do old
afraid.
people's butts smell like? Depends.
Ah.
So...
Man.
So we have some cool shows coming up for you. We have something really awesome for you. The day after 4th of July. 4th of July is on a Monday. We're not going to do it. We're not going to do 4th of July.
Right.
But the July 5th, we have a really special show we're going to do. It's going to be really awesome, and I can't wait to too. I'm not going to talk about it right now, but
Yeah.
that's going to be coming up for next month. So
All right.
check it out. So, guys, thanks for hanging out. Lily V6, rockrageradio.com. Download the app. Pittsburgh Kevin, thank you, brother.
Certainly.
It's always
Always a pleasure.
It's always a pleasure. Yes, it has been. So, anyways, guys, thank you so much for hanging out, and we will catch you all on the next Loudini Rock and Roll Circus. Peace out.